family vacations, giving to charity, personal comfort while considering taxes and fees, so you have plenty of money for your lifestyle in retirement is called the retirement spend down. Many people are excellent at accumulating money by saving early and often and managing their expenses throughout their life, but that doesn't necessarily translate to high results in the spend down phase of retirement. Part 1 of the spend down in the prior video featured how to accumulate money with a focus on after-tax risk-adjusted market returns, which very few families receive. Today's video, we're talking about the blackout phase of retirement. The blackout phase is the time between retirement and age 70 and a half. This is before beginning your Social Security and getting your required minimum distributions. The blackout period is an optimal time when your income and taxes may be very low. Imagine your retirement is like being a kid, taking out the garbage. Yeah, if you do it too early, maybe mom scolds you a bit, but not much. There's a range of when you're expected to take out the garbage, when it's full but not overflowing. And if you wait too long, there may be some consequences and your house is going to start to stink. The government is kind of like that with our retirement accounts. You are penalized, 10%, if you don't wait until age 59 and a half, and you are severely punished, 50% of the required amount, if you don't start taking distributions when you turn 70 and a half. These are called required minimum distributions, also called RMDs. The goal in the blackout period is to create a period of time when your tax bracket is low enough to strategically convert retirement accounts into non-taxable accounts, so you can live partially, maybe completely tax-free during retirement. Did you even know you can convert your retirement accounts, usually a 401k or an IRA, also called tax-deferred accounts, into a non-taxable Roth IRA? There is now no limit on the amount you can convert. You received a tax benefit when you put the money into an IRA or 401k, but the problem is you have to pay taxes on it when you withdraw it, or do what's called the Roth IRA rollover. However, your Roth IRA will pay out the amount transferred into it and all of its income tax-free for the rest of your life. So how much should you transfer each year to a Roth? The first step is to project your marginal tax bracket after you turn 70 and a half, which will include taxes on Social Security and the required minimum distributions. Next, we see what we can do to beat that tax rate during the blackout phase. This is where your tax advisor and your wealth advisor should collaborate on what your tax bracket is currently and what you expect it to be later on. Now, keep in mind, there are times when you shouldn't convert. Like, what if you expect to have a future year with high medical bills? Conversion in that future year is even cheaper. Or let's say you have charitable intents for the money, or you're moving to a lower tax state. The focus here is to keep your income and rollover amounts below $600,000 per year so you don't have to pay the top 37% federal rate. Even better if we keep it below $250,000 per year so you don't have to pay the 3.8% net investment income tax on investment income. Perhaps if the numbers are low enough, you can even roll over some below your deductions and credits so it is a tax-free rollover. To spread your conversion over a few years, you may need to start really early. For example, suppose there's a married taxpayer and he has about $1 million in an IRA and maybe $50,000 in capital gains from other sources, and he decides to convert the IRA into a Roth the year before turning 70 and a half so he can live tax-free in retirement and avoid required minimum distributions. That taxpayer will be paying an additional $150,000 over the 5 years compared to the taxpayer who spaced his rollover for $200,000 per year over 5 years and recognized $10,000 in capital gains over those 5 years. Now, I realize the million is growing over the 5 years, so these numbers aren't exact, but you get the idea. And I just saved you $150,000 in taxes. So if we had a longer time horizon and smaller amounts, we could even try to convert some of that rollover below the standard deduction while you live tax-free during retirement. Now that's a tax-savvy retirement.